Hello citizens and welcome back to the Beginner's Guide. We left off, we got to this room, and we're just going to continue from here and see where the narrative takes us. So I'm going to do a lot less talking in this one. I didn't talk very much in the last one. We're just going to see what happens. What was that? Oh. I don't know, this is gonna make me kind of creeped out. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Fuck. Oh. Can I get off? Oh. Okay, so I can't go that way. I can't go that way, so I gotta go this way. Good lord.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you, game. Thank you very much.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Huh. That's interesting though, because if you think about it, like, there are lots of indie games. The indie game scene has gotten pretty big lately, and a lot of games, a lot of people don't really care about indie games. I feel like they're catching on more and more now, but indie games have a bad rap because people think, oh, they're not playable, they're not as pretty as your CODs and your Battlefields and Metal Gears and stuff like that, but they really do have just as good as narratives sometimes. Like, there's that, whoa, I keep seeing that repeating. That was in the last episode. I kind of noticed it. What is that?
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Oh, right. Same puzzle. Babuski. Alright.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
So outside this window, just the sky. That's cool. Let's go this way. Oh gosh, I turned around. There we go. Oh wow. What is that? That's cool. Like a cord or something? I don't know what that is.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
You there, did you come from above? You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there were enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. All those things are true. And then we go with the colored blocks. Yes, there were these floating... That was the world above. You've been there? Now, this is important. Did you have to go through a puzzle with 2 doors? Do you look at me? Listen. Okay. Oh, their heads turn based on what they're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna say something like, I prefer not to tell you because we just met and I don't know who you are. What? But you don't understand. We are trapped here. That is the puzzle. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to get through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Let me tell you all about what is over there. Alright, I will tell you how to solve it. Okay, sure, I'll tell you how to solve it. I cave. I give up! I'll tell you. Wonderful. Well, what is it? What's the answer? Please speak and tell me how to escape. I must know, this is an important thing. There must be... Okay. Am I moving again? Oh, the door's open. Oh gosh, I'm back. Hello. How did you get in here? Was the puzzle you had to pass through? What? Wait. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how to solve it? 1. No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall the space in between the doors. I'm going with that one, because I don't recall it. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll visit again soon. Be sure to pay close attention. Listen. Black space between the door. Okay. I don't know what's going on.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay, I believe you. All right. So we'll do one more game in the game and then call it a day. This is a really weird game. Like, in a good way, this game is connected to the internet, okay? As you walk around, you can leave notes, okay? All notes you see are left by other players. What? No way. No. Okay. That'll be freaking crazy. Nice room, not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
Good, okay.
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. Okay. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Is in this cavern? Boring. Not boring.
But it's ironic,
weird.
isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
That's weird.
I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his
Oh,
world.
that's pretty.
And then I feel less lonely too.
That's crazy, man. The painting's kind of cool, though. Not kind of cool, it is cool. I'm just gonna follow this until I can't anymore, I guess. Let's read another note. I haven't read one in a while. Let's see. I need someone to talk to. Oh, man. Is this a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. What the some whispering happening. Stop faking it. What's this higher note doing here? Whoever made this has issues. And these are all coming from himself. Who are you? Stop pretending you are other people. Devil Tower, what? Well, I'm here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret he kept. I beat the game. Am I close to the end? More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
That's kind of a cool idea for that puzzle. Like, the idea is you open your door and then you close the door behind you. That's really
And because
cool.
there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Okay, so now we're getting pictures taken or something like that. How do you use these notes? Oh god, there's a ton of typewriters. And the light posts again. Hello? I'm gonna keep playing a little more.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
What is this? Okay, what's going on? Oh gosh, the door's gone.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
so I guess I get to design my own room. Alright, well, let's see here. Let's put a TV with surround. I don't have much choice. They're just gonna put whatever they want. They're just gonna put whatever they want. A skylight. Ooh, I like skylights. Who are you? What are you exactly? I don't understand what's going on at all. Oh gosh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's really cool though.
So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. This guy will enable you to escape from any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Go over to the photo frame and click. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and turn it back on. Now go to the left side of the sofa, move it a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. Real prison. It's a real prison. To escape will now open. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Return. Okay. This is weird. This is just so weird.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
What in the world? This is a crazy game. Oh, there's that lamppost. Okay. Hello? Who is that? It's creepy. Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison. You're me? So you're trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture man.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
I'm so glad you got
But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Feels like being completely still while understanding that. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. Oh no, that's awful. That's the worst thing I can imagine. Don't worry, it's actually not that bad, I promise. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you got shot? No, I think I'm the person you called out. Did you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, just talk to me for a bit. All I have to do is be sincere. Or to get out, you need to tell me how to feel and tell me how you feel right now. Oh gosh, this game is weird. Just tell me how you feel. Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Okay. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's deep, yo. That's real deep.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I like some of the buildings he makes.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house by myself, and right? Tell me about me, please.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Lousy homes make homeowners. Clear the table. Much nicer. Make the bed. Okay, I'll go make the bed. This is weird, but like not bad weird, just weird. Okay. Straighten the rug a bit. Okay. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel kind of calm and rests. And my soul just can't be soothed any other way it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Tidy the couch. Tidying the couch. I'm gonna spill a drink on the coffee table. Okay. You want to share something with me? You absolutely have to. I pushed the wrong button. Whoops. Yes. No, I don't. It was stupid. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. There you go.
current set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
This is weird. Like, I don't know what to feel. It's like... Don't worry. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that, okay? There's a bit of truth in it now. Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. We're going to the books. Thanks. Okay. Oh goodness, the spells in the couch are...
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Okay. This is weird, but like in a weird, kind of cool way.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This one gets a bit goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. Oh gosh. You teach me to be perfect. I want your friends, your people, okay. This person is a real better human being than I am. Oh my gosh, right now, who do you think about when, in your own life, who do you know is, oh gosh, you're moving too quickly, selfish, ungrateful, oh gosh, keep moving. I'm just gonna let him finish talking.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Oh gosh, whoa!
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Okay. What the heck is all that? I don't understand. There is no truth. There is no path. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Nothing, no one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Huh. Alright, this is one.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Alright, like I said, this is where I'm going to end this episode. I'm going to continue playing this game later. Tomorrow I will probably play something a little different to pick up the pace a little bit. Not that this game has a slow pace, but it is a narrative game, and I know sometimes you get confused by the narrative. Alright, we're going to start the outro over again. Alright, this is where I'm going to end this episode. Hopefully this game is entertaining y'all. I think it's interesting. It's weird playing through all these mini games that just seem to have, may not all have meaning to me, but they may have meaning to someone. Some of them are kind of interesting to like have meaning to me. It's like, oh wow, okay, I can kind of relate to this. Some of them don't, but no, it's a cool game. I think I'll pick this up again next week, but thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe so you get the little notifications that let you know, hey, he posted a video. So I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.